If you're just joining our channel, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Chad. Together with our 4 wildlings, we are
Wanderlust with us. We're a family of 6 who sold our house.
How do you feel about starting on our new adventure?
And every single thing we own. So that we can travel full time in our RV. We have a wild deal.
We have had a wild year. We kicked off the year snorkeling in the West Indies. Then we had this huge plan to travel the United States and tour the top 25 luxury RV resorts across America. But our plan didn't exactly pan out.
We decided to make this a full-time thing, and we went back to Texas to sell our house and hit the road for good.
Which took a little longer than expected. As soon as we moved in, mind you, this RV has worked perfectly now for 5, 6 years. But
yeah, we haven't had any issues other than little stuff here and there, slide motors or whatever, but nothing major. One thing after another, and if you've been watching our videos, it's something every time we get in it. We just want to thank everybody that has been watching. I mean, you've been with us through the Central Texas floods.
Floodwaters rose so quickly, they only had a couple hours to get out.
The emotional goodbyes to our house.
You feel good? Yeah! You want to know the difference between a house and a home? Over there, that sticks and bricks, that's a house. This, a 6, this is our home. And it doesn't matter where we sleep.
You know, all the breakdowns after breakdown that we've had, it's been a lot. And
we appreciate your support.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And we love the comments and we love the encouragement that we get in the messages. So just know that you are heard and we love that you're rooting us on. And we are so excited to get this remodel going. So in our last video, you saw us buy a luxury motor coach sight unseen, which was nerve-wracking to say the least. But we bought the 2023 Foretravel Realm Presidential Series. It has bunks, but there are only 2 of them. And it does have a top, which I'm really excited about. But we immediately dropped it off to Foretravel to start the remodel process because they are going to rip out the mid-back and give us a quad bunk situation to make this work for our full-time family of 6.
It's like really in there. No, really, I'm not kidding. Look, I can't get it. Oh.
This remodel adventure begins in 3, 2, 1, cheese!
We've actually been in the Foretravel parking lot for the past few months, watching their team tear apart our beautiful coach.
Today, you're going to join us for the very first steps into the remodel process. We were so excited to see the first tile being busted out. But before Chad would even let me get near the RV with a crowbar, which is actually still a really sore subject.
Yeah.
What'd you? Oh,
That's gone.
you sold my crowbar?
We sold everything.
My crowbar?
I sold it.
Today, we're so excited to introduce you to a brand that perfectly aligns with what we believe in. Luxury travel, family adventure, and uncompromising quality. Meet Foretravel. Since 1967, Foretravel has been building what they call the industry's premier luxury motorcoach manufacturer. But where did it all begin? The story actually starts long before the first coach was ever rolled out. The 4-family spirit of travel dates back to 1876, when the forebears of CM4 set out from the east and settled in Nacogdoches, Texas. Fast forward, CM and Marie Ford built their own self-constructed motorhome in 1967, a 29-foot vehicle lovingly named Speedy Marie. And from there, realized that if they wanted the perfect coach, they were going to have to build it themselves. Build high-quality motorhomes that go beyond standard RV expectations. And what really set Foretravel apart in those early days was they pioneered a diesel-powered motorhome in 1974. Today, Foretravel is still based in Nacogdoches, Texas, the oldest town in Texas. And their legacy is one of craftsmanship, custom luxury, and ride quality that you will absolutely feel from the moment you take the wheel. For our family, with 6 of us on the road and full-time in our RV, we're always looking for that perfect blend of luxury, durability, comfort, and real-life function. Foretravel delivers them on all fronts, from build quality and drive systems to the bespoke interiors and the legacy behind the brand. It's a coach that is built to travel for a lifetime. As we begin this journey into the RV lifestyle, partnering with a brand like Foretravel aligns perfectly with our values.
Before we could actually start tearing everything apart, we had to walk through the coach with the team here at Foretravel and just kind of go through everything we wanted changed from front to back. They went with us and took notes.
It kind of started with a really pie in the sky wish list that we were like, well, if you could do this, then that'd be great. And then it just snowballed. You're gonna really want to stick around with us to see this remodel unfold, because truly we have experienced why Foretravel is what it is.
They invest in your story as well. I mean, you know, my kids love everybody here, and it's just great.
One of the first things we did was walk through the coach, decide on everything that we wanted to change, but then the real task started of what do we want to change it to? And it all sounded fun and great until we got to that point, and it became immediately overwhelming. And
I think she quit the remodel like at least 10 times before it started.
I don't like that as much as I don't know. I don't know what I think about these. Beep, beep, beep. I feel like, I don't know. I am seriously not a fan of wallpaper at all. So, I mean, I don't know.
see, I'm not super.
The kids are like done for today.
Tile actually came with us to help
Yeah.
choose interiors because I was lost. I'm like, what? This is wallpaper. This looks like material. Like, what goes on here? Like, I was picking the wrong textiles for every corner. Anyways.
Yeah, the hard thing is you never know like what it's gonna look like until it's finished. And so we, you know,
I mean, I had a vision.
I'm not that creative. Like my mind doesn't work that way. I need to see
I
it.
walked in and I could see exactly like, you know, what it could be. And it's not that it wasn't a beautiful coach beforehand. Like, it was absolutely beautiful. It just wasn't us. And so
Part of me wants to try to live with the colors that were designed for this place, but it's beautiful. It's just not us. Like, I'm not a giant fan of like the really stripy gray walls. Like they're different, you know.
since we were going ahead and ripping out the mid-bath, we're like, well, what if we changed out, you know, some of this busy tile to something that's more like calm and aesthetically pleasing to us? And, you know, what if we did this and what if we did that? And we just kind of started spitballing, and I thought it was going to be very calm, but some of the textiles we ended up choosing are actually more audacious than like what was in there before.
I mean, there's definitely some touches of
But it's definitely us.
in your
It's
face
definitely
stuff.
a Wonderlooks.
Yeah, no, it's something.
I love it.
I'm excited about it. I mean, I think it's gonna look really cool when it's all finished.
So the first thing that you see when you walk into the bus is the accent tile. It's, I don't know if I want to call it a backsplash. It's basically the vertical section of the stairwell. Something that I've noticed when we first walked in this bus is how much dirt this tile captures, because it has a pretty like extreme profile. Okay, this was so sweet. Tile came in here and he laid the samples out where he thought they would look good. And I kind of agreed. I like where he put, we found a black hexagonal tile with gold inlay, and it's pretty killer.
When I started handing them over the samples, though, everybody was kind of like,
Yeah.
So we just came back from the designer and the tile store where Foretravel has their selections, and we actually chose a floor tile today, which is saying something because I cannot make decisions. I literally mix my cereals in the morning.
I went into Photoshop. I have a background in photography and graphic design, so I'm very comfortable with manipulating things, you know, as far as like images. So I took the images of the bus, I laid over my textiles, and they were like, okay, I can see this, let's do this. We actually met Tile 4 at the RV Super Show in Tampa back in January. And so we talked to Tile, and I'm like, well, it's beautiful, but it honestly doesn't work for our family because we have 4 kids. So he started walking through it with us and was like, oh no, I can make this work for you. Look, we can take out these bunks and do this, and we can raise you some space and make some storage here for your homeschool stuff. We've had some people question, like, why on earth would you do that? Well, because we sold our home. Like, this is our home now, and we want it to be us, you know? Yes, it was functional as it was. I guess we could have made the kids share beds, I don't know. But this way, they each get their own room, essentially, because their beds are huge. Like, the headspace in there is, they can sit straight up, and there's plenty of room above their heads. Plus, they have privacy doors that close. So that felt good for us, because as they grow and as they get older, you know, we know that the need for them to have their own space is, you know, really important. And so that filled that need as well.
And I mean, it kind of set the tone for what we were looking for moving forward. So even when we started RV shopping at the show, or we looked at other RVs, or even RV shopping shows we've done,
Everything's been held
everything
to
has
that.
been held to that level. And we were also looking at, can it work if we did these things that Tile was talking about?
One of the big ticket items is going to be the bunk beds. Basically, it has to go through engineering because they have to make sure that it's going to work in the place that it is. I want to see the space is either bigger or smaller.
It is actually wider, but shorter.
Okay, so it's wider, but it's shorter because that's where the little end cap has the all of the breaker boxes, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to have to redo the breaker boxes to where they're accessible from the outside, but still, you know, pretty, you know, while not eating into the room. But Tile made me feel comfortable about about that one because they're using the flame retardant material, whatever they use in the engine bay. He's going to go ahead and line that breaker box with it because my fear was, what if a spark happens in the breaker box? I don't even know. Is that possible? I don't know if it's possible.
I mean, it's very, very unlikely for it to happen, but I mean, if
it could happen.
If a fire's going to break out, it's going to be in the engine bay or an electrical panel.
With the bunks, I want them to cut windows.
Yeah, so the window that's there, that's for the bathroom, it's in the wrong
It's in an
spot,
odd spot.
and they actually have to use that for where the electrical panels are going to be. It's not functional, so we're going to end up having to black out that window and put in 2 new windows, which
They're pretty sure that they can do it. They've never done it, but they're pretty sure that they can do it.
There's a lot of they've never done it before in our coach.
Yeah, they're like, we've never done that, but we're pretty sure that we can make it happen.
So we've been told that it is the largest remodel job they've ever taken on 3 times over.
I am personally obsessed with my cafe appliances. I love them so much. One, I love how they look. They're just aesthetically pleasing. I mean, it's a pretty refrigerator, and you can't say that about many fridges. So we're switching out the refrigerator with that one, and then we're gonna also switch out the microwave with the cafe microwave. And I love it because it's an air fryer, it will steam cook, a convection oven, and I think they're gonna vent it to the outside. Because one of the issues we have in our RV right now, especially in the summer, is if we bake or cook anything, it circulates the hot air back into the RV, which we already have a problem with it being, hot.
Right.
Well, we won't in that one, but I mean, like, it blows the hot air inside. So Chad's big ticket items, and I mean big ticket.
The wheels and all the accent pieces are all chrome, and I'm not a huge fan of chrome. I think the more modern look to them is blacking everything out, and I just think it's gonna look so cool with black on black, tone on tone. So we partnered with Spartan to get the black wheels that are coming on the new coaches and stuff like that.
And a lot of people don't know you can actually buy the wheels through Spartan because they don't have it on their website, but you can call, right?
Yeah, so they have, like, Spartan actually has a full aftermarket accessories retail division. They just don't have a website that you can go to and select the parts, but you can call them, and their sales team over there is incredible.
We're really grateful to Spartan, though, for sponsoring that because I think it's going to look sick. And speaking of wheels, one of the things that I learned, if you have a blowout as you're going down the road, they have like a self-inflating tire.
It's called a Chiron safety band. Basically, they install it on the rim on your steer tires. If you have a blowout, it actually allows you to continue to control the coach and get to safety. It's almost like a spare built into the tire. It's one thing that I love about Foretravel is that they pay so much attention to safety. Any of your luxury coaches that I know of, I mean, you have to add that on as an additional package or do it after you get the coach. It's a standard feature on all of their models.
I'm excited about that. And if you want to see it too, make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you will know when our episodes drop. We're hoping to drop those weekly, but we've got 4 kids, so we do our best. Look, the lights are cool as hell, but I can't help but feel like I need to be like, cha-ching, like in the Vegas.
I feel like they're more like bachelor pad type,
They are.
or like you said,
They're
Vegas.
like a party vibe.
They're a party vibe.
I mean, sometimes we're a party vibe,
We
right?
are a party vibe.
But
this is our home.
Yeah.
We want it to feel homey. We don't want it to feel like we're in Vegas.
I like a soft, warm light. He likes a very bright daylight.
I like more of a daylight.
And I think more exists.
I grew up with like soft white lights, like more like yellow tone.
Well, they both exist in the coach, no matter what.
Yeah,
So we're going to get the best of both worlds. We initially considered replacing the laminate on the cabinets because I'm not going to lie, the laminate is not my favorite.
Actually, when
It's
we started
busy.
this, that was the one thing Sarah said that she wanted to change.
I didn't think about this.
Does it compete with the counters?
That was my question. I
No,
was like,
I think you have enough separation with the cabinets and the furniture.
I feel like, I don't know. I
But
feel like,
is it too busy with the laminate?
yeah,
Yeah, because it's a gray.
Yeah,
You have lines in them.
right.
that's gonna be with anything that has a texture though. With that limit, that was my reason for.
I will only agree to this RV if you promise me we will get the laminate changed out because I don't love the laminate.
So
And
when we
got in
showed
there.
up, and the first thing Tile says, like, that's the one thing you can't change.
Sorry.
We do a lot of our big discussions over dinner and drinks.
Chad and I have a lot to talk about, so we're gonna head in, get the kids fed, and probably talk over a couple margaritas. I feel like margaritas makes it less painful, that's why.
My creativity gets sparked whenever I have a couple of margaritas. So
That's true.
So Foretravel called and said our awning was out when the rain started. That is the awning for the door.
And to make matters worse, one of the awnings retracted, but the other awning is flopped up on top of the roof. I guess that's what we get for not checking the weather.
Awning blew off the door. I don't know. I don't see any damage to the actual boss other than the awning, awning screwed.
The awning is screwed.
After we put together our wish list, then I actually got to throw one of the first punches at our RV, which was apparently I don't have enough umph behind my punch.
And most of the tile will fall off?
Well, I mean, it'll hit the floor, but it's not gonna hurt anything.
Okay, I'll get my toes back just in case.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't break.
I guarantee it broke.
I'm like, that's what I need to work on.
I'm like, sure, I want to break the glass, and I'm like, doop, and it like didn't go anywhere at all. It's very anticlimactic.
I just gotta say, if anybody needs indestructible glass, come talk to the guys at Foretravel. I don't know where they get it from, but
It's like reflective kryptonite.
it is insane. Like Sarah hit it, the guys,
You hit it.
I hit it, everyone hit it, and it never broke.
Sarah found her favorite tool ever. Oh gosh, here we go.
That's the small one too, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, I had to hide a crowbar in every house we've ever had because she goes and rips stuff out. Like, I'll go to the store, I'll come back and something's ripped out. And I'm like, what did you do?
How do you get the mirror out?
I'll be honest, we rarely take those out. So it's
Obviously it can't stay, so suggestions? I mean, somebody got happy with the glue back there. So
yeah, well, they don't want it to come off, so.
There's like a satisfying pop when you finally pull out the sink, and so I'm like,
But if you want that satisfying pop, want it to look like,
The satisfying pop might end up on my foot. Maybe you should do the satisfying pop, Chad. It's like really in there. No, really, I'm not kidding. Look, I can't get it. Come on, muscles, come help me. Oh, there it went. Did you hear it?
Satisfying pop.
Don't let it shut up now. Don't damage the other bunk.
There we go.
and it pops. And like the first thing we did, I helped him rip out the bathroom, and I cut my hand.
I had a little accident. Apparently.
Seriously, Sarah?
Yeah, I know, but apparently, the glass tile is very sharp. I cut a little bit on the tile. It's very sharp. That's right. We're taking it out. We don't need to. It's fine. We'll just stay away.
And he's like, okay, you're done, leave. On weekends, we've been popping out to
We went to Great Wolf Lodge
Great
for the
Wolf
weekend.
Lodge. That
and
place is so fun.
It had just, that one, we had been to the one in Dallas. We'd never been to the one in Houston. I think it had just opened recently.
It's relatively new.
And so we went, and it was.
We didn't even
a
do
lot
the
of
water
fun.
park.
I took the kids to the water
Oh,
park.
that's true. I didn't do the water park. Water parks stress me out. Like, our kids are just wild, and like, I'm always like, someone's drowning. Like, but anyways, like, they love it and they have fun. He's far less helicopter than I am, so he's like, they're fine. I was training for the full marathon in January, but life has gotten away from us, and my running days have come to a bit of a halt because I don't like running inside. And one of my first weeks here, I got to know the local wildlife. Was running from downtown to wherever, and I remember like, oh, this is odd. There was like a horse in someone's yard. That day was okay. I ended up having to call Chad though, because I ended up out in the middle of nowhere, remember? And I was like,
Yeah,
it's
it
getting
was
sketched.
not-
Like,
It was
can
not a
you
good
come
neighborhood.
get me?
It was not a good neighborhood. I
And so
drove over there. I
he
put her
came
on
and picked me up.
GPS. I went to find her, and I'm like, you were running down this street?
I don't know. Apparently I took a wrong turn, and thank God Chad was creeping on me that time. Like, they were like watching me from afar because I legit got chased by a pit bull. Like a freaking pit bull. Anyways, so I don't know if I'll be doing the Disney marathons. My training has kind of come to a bit of a halt. I do run around Foretravel parking lot.
You do.
If you ever need service on your Foretravel while you're here, definitely don't go walking down any random streets. But I do highly recommend checking out the Azalea Gardens. It's like the maze something.
The college campus is actually really pretty.
I will put the name of that in the comments. We're happy that you're here, and we're happy that you're going to follow along with us on this remodel. It's nerve-wracking, and it's been super stressful. Let us know what parts interest you the most, because if you want to take a tour of the Foretravel facility, guess what? We're here, and we're like permanent. I joked with someone in the office the other day because I walked in like I own the dang place, and I was looking for the front girl. She was so sweet. I was looking for her, and I walked in, and the guy was like, "There's a random customer walking through the thing, and it's closing time." And I was like, "Don't you know I'm the new permanent resident? We've been here for."
Been here for a few months.
Stick around, we're gonna get on to dinner, but we will see you next week.